Hey gamers, welcome to my channel, and welcome to my thoughts and review of the Resident Evil 4 Remake. Contrary to most, I didn't like the original Resident Evil 4. I bought the game for the GameCube in the release date, because I love the Resident Evil series, but I didn't like the game very much, because Capcom changed the series from a survivor horror to a third-person shooter, and a third-person shooter with tank controls. Yes, the previous games also had tank controls, but they were survivor horror and not third-person shooters. Of course that this remake now have modern controls, and we can walk while shooting. Following Capcom previous Resident Evil 1, 2 and 3 remakes, and while fans may have wanted Capcom to remake Code Veronica next, and I still hope they do, due to the high popularity of 4, and let's be honest, Resident Evil 4 is a cash grab for Capcom, and as much as I love Code Veronica, I don't think the remake would sell near as much as Resident Evil 4, so Capcom decided to remake this one. The remake is still the same game with the same formula as the original, and I don't say that in a bad way. We still play as Leon Kennedy, that still have the same haircut as Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic. By the way, Capcom need to modernize that, we no longer in the 90s. The story is the same as the original game. Since Resident Evil 2, Leon becomes a badass federal agent and is sent on the mission to save the president's daughter. I'm not going to spoil the game, but the first minutes, apart from the obvious improvement in graphics and controls, we saw right away that the game and the enemies are different, in a good way. Yet, if you love the original, don't be scared. This remake doesn't change that much. Obvious, we still have the mysterious merchant will sell us weapons and upgrades. The opening village fight remains an intense baptism by fire. The regenerators in the later sections of the game are still scary as hell, and if you like the original, you definitely will like this one. About the graphics are phenomenal, and one of the best in the PlayStation 5. I didn't notice any frame drop or any slowdown, even when we are attacked by many enemies. The music is still intense and contributes very well to the atmosphere and horror. One thing that I love in this remake, and that I hate in the original, was Ashley. She's no longer annoying, and she helps Leon many times, contrary to the original game, that she was an annoying, spoiled teen. Ada is also better. She's no longer fighting with a sexy dress. She's still sexy, but with clothes more appropriate to the game involvement. The voice acting in both Ada, Ashley, and also Leon and the rest of the cast are also better. On a negative note, at least in my opinion, the developers removed many parts and bosses from the original. We no longer fight against U3, that was one of the best and intense fights from the original. We don't have the Salazar statue, the Dragon Room, the Laser Hallway, that was a reference also in the Resident Evil movies. The bulldozer, that was one of my favorite parts in the original, was also removed. But of course that they had a few scenes too. And that can be because this game will not replace the original and we have two different games to play, just like it is in Resident Evil 1, 2 and 3 Remake. Overall, in my humble opinion, contrary to Resident Evil 1, 2 and 3, we didn't really need a Resident Evil 4 Remake, because the original still looks nice and we just needed to modernize the controls. But I enjoyed the game and I'm going to play it again when Capcom decide to release the DLC of Separate Ways.